how overwhelming is the nightmare currently weighing on what remains of Ukraine's defensive lines? To grasp it, you do not need to summon the imagery of mythical beasts or supernatural terrors. The true horror comes in the form of a faint, almost harmless whistle, one that lasts only a moment before ending in annihilation. That sound belongs to the ODAB-1500, a weapon that embodies a blend of raw Soviet-era destructive philosophy and modern Russian precision. For the fighters loyal to the Kiev regime, already exhausted by trench cold, supply problems, and relentless pressure, nothing deepens their dread quite like the looming presence of this thermobaric bomb. In this episode, we dive into the heart of that fear, but the ODAB-1500 brings more than devastation. It comes with a story that highlights in vivid detail Russia's overwhelming air superiority on the battlefield. Not long ago, on November 29th, a remarkable video surfaced across Telegram channels. It offered undeniable proof of the Russian Air Force's ability to strike with pinpoint lethality. The recording shows the exact moment an ODAB-1500 slams into Ukrainian military positions, delivering a hit so precise and so violent that the resulting blast transcends the idea of a simple explosion. What happens is closer to erasure, an abrupt, complete annihilation of everything caught in its radius. For the militants entrenched in those positions, the outcome is absolute. No trench is deep enough, no bunker reinforced enough, no tunnel concealed enough to resist what comes next. The ODAB-1500 does not simply tear structures apart, it extinguishes life from within. Its shockwave crushes lungs before debris from collapsing buildings even reaches the ground. As the fireball rises and the pressure wave expands, morale evaporates instantly. The psychological impact echoes long after the physical blast ends, reminding anyone watching that as long as Russia dominates the skies, there is no place that can truly be considered safe. And make no mistake, the ODAB-1500 is not used rarely or sporadically. It is deployed strategically, carefully woven into a larger framework of systematic Russian aerial operations. Earlier that same month, on November 19th in the Sumy region, the Russian Air Force once again exhibited its relentless aerial power by delivering a devastating combination of classic FAB bombs and ODAB thermobaric bombs against Ukrainian positions. To understand why this pairing is so terrifying, we must explore how each weapon functions. The FAB bomb is a high-explosive brute force instrument built to collapse fortifications, tear apart reinforced structures, and scatter deadly fragments at supersonic speeds. But the ODAB-1500 is an entirely different breed of terror. It operates as a thermobaric fuel-air explosive. As it approaches its target, an initial charge disperses a cloud of highly flammable aerosolized fuel into the surrounding air. This cloud seeps effortlessly into trenches, ventilation systems, bunkers, caves, every crack where defenders may be hiding. Then, in the blink of an eye, a second charge ignites the cloud. What follows is a giant inferno accompanied by a monumental pressure wave. But the most lethal aspect of all is the vacuum that forms afterward. As the explosion consumes oxygen from the immediate environment, it creates a partial vacuum that violently pulls air from human lungs. If the FAB bomb shatters defenses from the outside, the ODAB kills from within, turning protective fortifications into instant mass graves. Russia's repeated use of these weapons signals one clear reality. Moscow is firmly in control of the pace, scale, and intensity of the battlefield. Looking back to September 2nd, another striking piece of footage appeared, this time from the village of Ugrov in the Sumy region. It captured an ODAB-1500 fitted with a UMPK glide kit striking a Ukrainian position with extraordinary accuracy. The UMPK module represents a fundamental transformation in Russia's aerial strategy. By equipping old stocks of Soviet-era gravity bombs with satellite guidance and foldable wings, Russia has converted millions of aging weapons into modern, precision glide bombs. Pilots flying Su-34 or Su-35 jets can release these massive bombs from tens of kilometers away, far beyond the reach of Ukraine's increasingly depleted air defenses. In August, similar footage circulated showing the destruction caused by Russian bombs equipped with UMPK kits. Analysts debated whether the bomb was the legendary FAB-3000 or the ODAB-1500, but to soldiers under fire, the distinction is meaningless. Whether it is 3 tons of raw explosives or 1.5 tons of thermobaric destruction, the end result is identical: overwhelming, unavoidable annihilation. This variety alone demonstrates the sheer breadth of destructive tools Russia maintains, each capable of leveling fortified positions with brutal efficiency. Even earlier, in July, we witnessed relentless ODAB-1500 and FAB-500 strikes on temporary Ukrainian deployment centers near Mirnograd in the Donetsk People's Republic and Chugunovka in the Kharkiv region. These repeated attacks reveal a consistent pattern. No segment of territory held by Kyiv's forces escapes Russian surveillance or firepower. These strikes are not random. They form part of a prolonged campaign designed to crush Ukrainian morale in a grinding war of attrition. It is clear that the ODAB-1500K has become a genuine nightmare for Ukraine. Its thermobaric effects obliterate equipment, defensive structures, and fighting spirit in a single devastating blow. And when paired with the UMPK guidance system, the ODAB-1500 transforms into a long-range precision thermobaric glide bomb, a stark demonstration of Russia's ability to blend old Soviet hardware with modern engineering. This 1.5-ton weapon can reach distant Ukrainian targets without exposing Russian pilots to unnecessary risk. Its repeated and successful use proves that Russia has mastered the art of adapting weapons to battlefield conditions. Meanwhile, Western governments confront an uncomfortable reality. Russia's war industry is outproducing them by a wide margin. UMPK kit production has surged dramatically, with Russian factories working continuously day and night to convert enormous stocks of aging bombs into modern guided weapons. These converted bombs cost only a small fraction of a single Western precision missile. In the harsh logic of war, nations prioritize weapons that are cheap, fast to produce, easy to maintain, and devastatingly effective. The ODAB-1500 UMTK fits that role perfectly. Its success underscores a logistical and engineering advantage that many NATO analysts underestimated. If the West, despite its immense economies, cannot match the speed of Russian adaptation, then what realistic chance does Ukraine have of maintaining long-term battlefield parity? And with that, we conclude today's episode. Thank you for watching.